Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we're doing a quick review, impressions of a knife I bought at Blade Show, Texas. I wanted to review this guy. It kind of has some special history. Let's look at this. All right, today we're looking at the Fial. This is a Wong Design, and if that name sounds familiar, that's Princeton Wong. He's from Prince Customs Design. He makes the Protean, which I have one of those, and some other really cool custom knives. But this was a production knife, a collab he did with a CRKT, Columbia River Knife and Technology. This knife actually won Blade Show Blade Show Atlanta 2023 award, I think as best design or something like that. But this is the Fial, an interesting knife. I'm sure it was different versions, but I bought this actually at Blade Show Texas directly from Princeton himself. So this is the knife, I believe, if I understood him correctly, that he actually won with. I'm not sure, but I thought I understood that from him, so this is kind of special. This particular knife is not the high-end M390 version. I don't know if that's a different one, but this particular knife, it's unique. It's very unique, okay? Because when I look at this, somebody might say, well, I don't know if that's necessarily a carry knife, because it is rather heavy. We're going to do some measurements here in a second. But the knife name of it's called a Fial. The manufacturer is CRKT, which is Columbia River Knife Technology. And then the designer is Princeton Wong from Prince Customs or Wong Design, all right? The materials on this particular knife is, the blade stock is actually, all right, 12C27 steel, which is what this knife is a steel that was a precursor to 14C28 and AEB-L, or ABLE, sometimes people pronounce it by AEBL, steel. The difference is that like 14C28 and 14C28N steel is an upgraded version of 12C27 steel. It has additional chromium and nitrogen in its alloy, which means that it's a little tougher, right? So that's the difference. It slightly increases the toughness slightly over the Sandvik 12C27 steel. So that's kind of cool. It's a good steel. In other words, this is it's kind of up there with 14C28N. It's not as tough, so it's easy to sharpen, like with a whetstone. Anyways, so that's the materials on the blade. The handle here, if you notice, that's steel, 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 and steel, and then the clip is steel. So this is probably the budget version as opposed to the M398 version, where this one here has a steel handle. Now, it's a big old handle, and you're wondering, what the heck's the big deal about the handle? So if you notice something inside, you'll see what's going on. If we go back over here, let me go ahead and close this, because it is a liner lock. It does engage pretty well. You can see that. Nice 40% engagement. Good lock up here. So we're going to go ahead and close it. What happens is you can open this part right here, and then there's a little thumb stud right there. You can pull this out with it, which is a corkscrew. And so if you're familiar with some of the bottle openers where you screw them in like this, you know, you have them in so far and then you push there and then it pulls up like that. I don't know if you saw that. So, you know, I have a Danish bottle opener. It goes like this. You click it on here and then you push up and then you screw in a little bit more. And then you can go here like this and pull up. And that's how you can pull the entire cork out. So it's a bottle opener, a corkscrew wine bottle opener, and a knife in 12C27 blade steel, which is really, really nice. This particular knife is going to offer you some really nice options. I look at this knife as, one, it was a cool knife to get from Princeton Wong directly, which I think is kind of cool because he's the one who designed it and he's the one who won Blade Show Atlanta 2023, the award for this knife. But it was also a cool knife because this is like, I mean, if you're gonna go picnic, you're gonna go on a picnic, and you're gonna have a bottle of wine, you want a knife maybe in the kitchen for different things, this is a nice little option. It's a wine opener. I mean, you could open the wine with the knife, like if you wanted to open aluminum, and might have to resharpen that edge, but it could. There is right here, this little part, you could open a beer bottle. I think that's what that is as well, as a beer bottle or soda bottle opener, you know, Coca-Cola, whatever sodas you might have in a bottle. So there is that. And then you have, you know, a wine opener, which I think is kind of cool. So that's the materials. How does it open? Well, it's a front flipper. There is a middle You can get my finger in there. You can middle finger reverse flick it because it is, you'll see right here, it is it a hollow ground? Let me see. No, I think it's a flat grind. Anyways, there's enough of a flat grind angle that you can get your finger there. You can, let me do that again. You gotta get your finger. Oh, well, I was doing it just before. There we go. Got to get your finger in there. You have that, and then you have the front flipper. So it is a nice front flipper in that regard. And I can do the, you know, the flick there. Can I front flip it? Yeah, I can front flip over the top, reach over the top. So that works as well. So it's a decent front flipper, decent knife, I think. It's interesting. It's interesting. That's the way I look at it. And it was cool to get it from Princeton Wong, Prince Customs, and also Wong Design. So I thought that was really neat. The blade, we already talked about that. It is a 12C27 blade steel, precursor to 14C28N. It's also pretty nice. It is a liner lock. It does engage. Everything's steel, so you're not going to have to worry about any lock stick. It is on caged bearings, as far as I can tell. It looks like caged bearings. Let me see. I think it is. I could be wrong, but it looks like it's caged bearings. Maybe it's phosphor bronze. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. If it is, then I don't see it. That's the problem. But I think it's caged bearings, as far as I can tell. Yeah, as far as I can tell, it could be phosphor bronze. I don't know. It doesn't really say on here, and I can't quite tell. Hold on. Let's try one more thing here. All right, I'm going to say it's phosphor bronze. So we'll say phosphor bronze. All right, let's go ahead and get some weight measurements on this guy, because it's a little heavy, the steel version. There is a titanium version, which may have been the one that won. I don't know. I got it from Prince Custom. I thought it was the one he won with when we were talking about it. I could be wrong. Well, let me make sure this was 0. Yeah, 5.6 ounces. So it's got a little bit of weight to it. So for sure, it's not a super light knife. That's for sure. Let's do the overall weight measurement on this guy. We're looking at a knife that is 8 and about almost just 8 1/4 to 8 1/8, just between 8 1/8 and 8 1/4 inch long. The handle grip area is going to be about 4 inches. If you choke up, which you sort of can, you can get about 4 1/2. Blade length you're going to get is about 4 5/8. The cutting length is 3 1/2. As you can see, I got big old hands with big meaty fingers, plenty of room, so really large hands, no problems whatsoever. Let's go ahead and do a blade stock thickness real quick here. So blade stock thickness is 148 thousandths of an inch, so it's a pretty heavy duty kind of blade steel. So there we go. Category. This one is definitely in the regular category. It's about 150 to 130 depending on where you get it. So it's about a $150 knife. The titanium version is about 270, so it's definitely more expensive. But it still would fall into the regular category. Is this an EDC hard use collection piece? I think it's more of a collection piece, but maybe the titanium one is easier to carry. It's a unique blade shape. I don't know if I would carry this. I think it'd be a cool kitchen knife just to have a knife in the kitchen, or a picnic knife just to have for picnics, open wine and stuff with. To me, that's what makes it kind of unique. And I think it's different, right? It's different. It's not your traditional pocket knife, but I found it cool. Again, I was enamored. I got a chance to talk to Princeton Wong, who was a really cool guy. I love my Proteon that I have from him. It's one of my favorite little fidgety knives, and it was just cool to get something from him, directly from him. So that was really awesome. So yeah, you could EDC use it. You could hard use it. I think this one would absolutely be hard use. Even the titanium one would be. Is it a collection piece? Yeah, I think it's more of a collection piece. To me, it is, just because of who made it and stuff. Again, you can make any knife you want a collection piece. The only thing I really don't consider collection piece are budget, especially not super budget. All right, overall ergos and feel. Well, as unique as it is and as heavy as this one is, it's definitely a heavy knife. It opens and closes relatively well, holds well in the hand. It is pretty rounded, contoured all the way around. There's no sharp spots. Everything's rounded, very comfortable. It does engage, lock up pretty solidly. You can see that. You don't have any pivot play. You don't have any, no pivot lash. Let's listen to the detent. One more time, facing the camera, or the microphone. No detent lash. It does have pretty good detent for front flipper, I think. So in that regard, it's nice. I haven't used this knife a whole lot. It's going to be a giveaway knife. I figured it should be a fun giveaway, probably for members or something like that. Just because it's unique, I figured this is something unique. It's from Princeton Wong himself, and some of the members might enjoy that just because of where I got it from and who sold it to me. All right, open and close. I think it's pretty nice. Works really well. Comfortable in the hand, everything's comfortable gripping. Closing, disengaging, when it does drop, you're not gonna worry about anything hitting you that's gonna cut you and slice into you. It's just gonna be this little bottle opener thing here that can catch on your nail. It's not gonna cut you like the blade will. Is there any texture? There is jimping on top, and that jimping does work, locks you into place for sure. There's no jimping anywhere else, so there you go. Is there a lanyard? There's a lanyard. If you wanted to put a lanyard on there, like if you want to keep this inside a bag or picnic basket, you could put a lanyard and pull it out, so for sure. Overall feel, I mean, this is the budget version, and you know, it doesn't feel opulent, it doesn't feel super fancy, but I didn't buy it for that. I bought it for the sheer fact that it was a cool knife, and it was Princeton Wong's knife, and he was the one selling it to me. And so, and I think it's a cool knife for picnics, for the kitchen, what have you. I think it's just a cool knife to have in your kitchen. So if you have friends over and you need to open a bottle of wine, you know, and if they know you're a knife guy, you pull out this and you go, let me open this. And he goes, what, no pocket knife? What do you mean no pocket knife? Yes, I do have a pocket knife, but I also have a bottle opener, lo and behold. So, you know, you could do that. I don't know. I think it's stupid and goofy, but you know, that's me. Overall feel, open and closing is really nice. For phosphor bronze, I think it's really smooth. Maybe it has something to do with the weight of the blade. I don't know, but it does close pretty well. I mean, it's not super drop shut, but one little shake and it does close all the way. For phosphor bronze, to me, that's pretty good. All right, for fidget factor, what do I think? Well, you really have front flipping, and the front flipping works well. And I can do over the top, reach around, right? You can do the knuckle. And there is a little bonus flick. It's a little difficult to get to, but you can do it. So normally I'd give this probably a good solid 3, but I'm gonna give it a 4 because of the bonus fidget factor that you got going on. And it is a liner lock, so theoretically, yeah, I can reverse flick it even better and front flip it even better over here with the left hand. And then let's see, should we be able to? Yeah, we can. It's just I'm not a lefty, so this is, oh, and I gotta hold on to that. So let's see if we can we do this? Yeah, there we go. So we can. I haven't done this a whole lot, so you know, don't hold me to it. It's not like I fidget with this knife a whole lot, right? I just got it because it was a cool factor. All right, so I'm gonna give it a 4. Out of the fidgety goodness, what do I give it? I'm gonna give it a good 95. A 95. It's a solid A. Solid A for what it does and how it does it. It does it well. It's solid. Could it be a little more perfect? Yeah, there's a lot of things. Anything could be a little more perfect. And I'm sure maybe the full titanium version might be even better. So who knows? Maybe that's the version, you know, you'll end up getting if you like this kind of thing. Is it recommended? Yeah, it's absolutely recommended. I think it's recommended. I don't know if it's going to be my favorites. It's absolutely recommended. I think it's cool. I think it's cool. It's something, if you want something in your kitchen, something that's unique, something that's different, I think you'd love it. So I'm going to definitely say recommend it. All right, let me know what your thoughts are. If you own this, you want to own it, you've ever handled it, what you think about it. I think it's cool. I think it's different. It's Princeton Wong, which is Prince Customs, and Wong Designs. Wong Designs for CRKT, but then Prince Customs is his company where he makes his like Protean and other custom knives. So I think it's cool. Yeah, definitely recommend it. Love to hear your thoughts. If you haven't already, maybe check me out. Oh, real quick, I forgot to say, hey, thanks. If you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button. Subscribing and liking the channel really helps me out. It allows me to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you to everyone who watches the videos, the contents, the live streams, and just as part of the community. Appreciate you. Thank you. If you haven't already, maybe consider hitting that notification button down below so you can be notified of future content like this and other videos. And a big shout out to all my channel members. I appreciate you. You do 2 amazing things for me. You encourage me as a part-time guy. I don't do this full-time, so thank you for that. I love this, but you remind me why I love this, so thank you. The other thing, because of your generous support, I'm able to do things sooner than I ever thought I could. I'm able to continue to have weekly giveaways, which I really appreciate. I'm able to check out knives and cover the shipping to get it back to them. I appreciate. I don't have to cover the entire cost of the entire channel, though I still, you know, every bit of money that this channel makes goes right back into it. You guys allow me to keep doing other things, so I appreciate that. As we continue to grow, your memberships just mean the world to me, and I thank you for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As a way for me to say thank you, I do two things for my channel members. One, I do a once a month members exclusive giveaway. So every week we have a budget banger giveaway for everybody, but then that once a month, I will also have an additional members giveaway. And usually it's a nicer knife between $100 and $300, or something nice between $100 and $300. Something that would be cool, like this right here, that you would enjoy getting, maybe, or giving as a gift, right? So that's the other thing. The other thing I also like to do is all brand new channel members, love to send you a channel sticker and a little thank you note. So that really applies to anybody who's actively currently a member, who's never asked and received a channel sticker. So that could be usually 99% of the time, it's new channel members. Or it could be an active member who's been a member all along who just never asked, or was a member and then became a member again and never asked. Email me your name and address. I'd love to mail you a channel sticker and a thank you note. It's my small way to say thank you. All right, well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you, every one of you. If you haven't already, check me out on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.